Great to have your company this morning. There is a push to legalise.
Thank you. That's the nicest thing you've said to me.
It was, just to be clear, that was not directed at Dickie. It was directed at you at home watching us this morning. It's always nice to sit next to you too. But yes, there is a push to legalise tasers in this country. So the Shooters, Fishers and Farmers Party is calling for a parliamentary inquiry into self-defence so people, especially women, can protect themselves with non-lethal weapons.
All right, let's get today's take on this with Shelly Horton from 9honey.com.au and 9 and 2GB's Benny Fordham.
Hey, Shelly.
Hi.
Hey, guys. How are we?
Hello.
Shelley, what do you reckon? Should tasers be legal to carry around?
I don't think so. I think self-defence is a great idea, and I think that it should be perhaps taught in schools. It should be something that is mandatory for all girls. But when you come to a taser, I always think about the chat that I had with my dad when I was moving out of home, and he said if you carry a weapon, it can be turned on you. If you aren't experienced at using it, if you don't know what to do, then you've actually going to cause a bigger problem. So I think it's more that we have self-defence for women growing up. We also teach our boys to respect women a little bit more so that it's not the problem that we have now. But tasers, no.
Have you guys seen the app, the Taser app on your phone? You haven't?
No.
Look. Zzz.
Oh.
No?
Didn't look hilarious.
How good would that be, though? You just download the app. Is it just me?
What?
Have you always wanted to be tasered?
Yeah, I have. I want
just
to know what it feels like.
what it's like. Was it?
was
I'm pretty
Michael-
sure
Michael Usher.
Michael Usher did it
Usher.
here on
60
Channel 9 on
minutes.
60
Yeah,
Minutes.
minutes,
Wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty.
No. But you know what? It was very funny.
It was very funny. Particularly now that he works over the other mould. It was very funny. We can all admit it now, Mush. It was very
Is
funny.
this the thin end of the wedge?
Look, you
Looks
can't.
like a gun.
Shelley's right. Well, I've explored this before with police, and police are like, mate, who do you reckon's going to line up to get the tasers quickly? It's going to be the crooks. The crooks are going to use the tasers to walk into a shop and just start tasering people and knocking off stuff. Like, you know, forget about it. Debate over. Never going to happen.
All right,
Okay,
there
we're
we
not.
go.
Okay.
Happy
The
Friday.
end.
Happy Friday.
Nice to see you.
the end of
Can I
that
try the
It's all in our
taser thing again?
plays.
Oh, see, there you go.
You did it.
There you go.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yes, sir. I like those little, what are they, what's it?
Bushies.
Mace.
Not ushies.
Throw an ushy hard
Sorry,
enough.
I've got, mate, anything of those little ushies, I've got them on the mind at the
Also
moment. yeah,
making news, the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge have taken a budget commercial flight to Scotland, not very far, with their 3 children and nanny. It comes days after Harry and wife Meghan were slammed for taking 3 private planes while on holiday. Benny, people are suggesting they flew commercial just to kind of make a point. Are they? Is this?
Oh, look,
is this
it
in the, is this
might
the
be
war?
it might be a great big coincidence, or it might be the ultimate troll. And I just got to say, I love on this vision. I just love on this vision who's the elder boy? What's his name? George, Pete, Chris, whatever his name is.
Or William. Who
I
are you
just
talking
love
about?
him there holding on to Dad, you know, because we've all been there where you're walking across an airport or a tarmac and you hold on to me
my
because you just
hand.
don't want them to wander off. But look, it's a good little message for them just to show that they're real people. And I reckon at the moment, Meghan and Harry will just be thinking, maybe we should have rethought that flight on the private jet provided by Sir Elton John.
Provided
Yeah, but
by
they
Sir
didn't
Elton
pay
John is the
for it.
point. Elton John paid for it. He also paid for the carbon footprint offset. So where's the problem here? I think this is just a witch hunt against Meghan, and it's been going on, and I'm sick of it. Leave Meghan alone!
Well, you've got people like Piers Morgan
I
jumping
like a
on
little
board.
more emotion when you say it.
Leave Meghan
Well,
alone!
why don't you talk to William about it? It's his
I wish I hadn't
brother.
said
It's his
that.
brother
Piers
who's really
Morgan
causing
a
the
call.
dramas for him at the moment. It's not Piers Morgan. It's William and Catherine who've really, I think, laid down the gauntlet here as a way of. I mean, if they would have known. They clearly could have changed tack a little bit if they would have known what happened with Harry and Meghan, and they chose to go ahead with it, even if it was
So
pre
quickly,
So it was
Royal
a clear
Rift,
slap,
yes or no?
is
Yeah.
what you're
No.
saying.
Royal
Beat up.
Rift, no. Royal Rift,
There's clearly a royal risk.
yes.
Of course
Okay.
there is.
Thank you. 1-1.
All right, well, Shelley and Ben, can you stay with us? We're going to come
I
back.
think
Don't
so.
have to.
We'll
Think
tase
about
you
it.
in the ad break.
Shelley, you can. Ben can.
You're having a minute go. Thanks, Alan.
We're going to find
You
out why
tasted me.
Australian pet owners are cancelling their holidays. It's coming up. And pie or sausage roll, we reveal the nation's most popular servo snack. We're going to do that next.
Yes, welcome back. So guess what? A quarter of Australians haven't gone on holidays for 5 years. And the reason, according to research by PetCloud, is because they can't bear to leave their fur babies.
They're pets, in other words. Benny Fordham and Shelly Horton are here with us to discuss. Ben, older Australians apparently are more tied to their four-legged friends. Would you stay at home, sacrifice a holiday for a pet?
No.
Okay.
No.
Now, I've got two fur kids and I love them.
Oh, yeah, what are
to
their names
death.
again?
Mr. Barkley and Bella. They're rescues and they're adorable.
Lovely.
Oh, there they are.
Yeah.
No, of course I go on holidays, but I do. It is a hassle. Like I find I've got a friend who comes and moves into our place and she takes care of them and feeds them and looks after them. But I've looked into getting pet sitters and stuff like that, and it can be $75 a day.
You know what you need to do?
That's expensive.
You know, there's a brand new app, no joke, called Nextdoor that's just been released in Australia. So you get Nextdoor. It's like Facebook, but just for people in your area.
Right.
So you can put a thing on there saying, we're going away for 5 days. Who wants to babysit our dog for 5 days? And there'll be a family
rob our house.
who will be who will line up. No, you drop the pet off at their place for 5 days. Nextdoor, check it out. Look, Dickie, I just discovered recently, you had a holiday recently, and I've known you for 10 years or so, and I reckon it's the first time I've known you to take a holiday in 10 years.
That's complete
You
rubbish.
never take holidays.
His life's a
What's
holiday.
your reason for not taking holidays? You're just
I
so
take
committed to the
holidays.
job.
He's got too many kids. He's got to feed them all, so he's got to just keep working.
Oh, we did have a lovely holiday for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know, but
beautiful.
you just, you know, is it pet related, your reason for hating holidays, or
I
what?
don't hate holidays, and I
Oh,
love
I
a good
think you did yesterday when your Amex bill came through.
was a bit of a shock, I must admit. No, but a holiday's a good thing. In the States, of course, they just stuff the pet in the handbag and take
I
it on the
know.
plane.
I would love that.
Finally, a line has been drawn in the sand between people who go for meat pies and those who prefer sausage rolls.
Big
now,
issue.
It all comes from a Facebook food group in Melbourne, which posed the question: you walk into your local petrol station, you're hungry, and you need a quick bite to get you through the day. What do you grab?
Here's
Do you...
one I prepared earlier.
look what
at
Shelley's
that.
brought in.
Good
Look
on
at
you,
that.
Shelley. Thank you,
And
darling.
they look homemade.
You know what?
They look awful.
I don't want to name and shame anyone because it's not my style, but Darren Wick, who's the head of news and current affairs here at Channel 9 and has
just have
been
a
for
look
many
at that.
years.
Oh, watch it.
I remember when Wiki was my boss at a current affair and he would turn up in the morning, he'd have one pie for breakfast from a servo, he'd have another one that he'd keep there for morning tea, he'd have a 600ml Diet Coke and a wagon wheel.
Wow.
Now, what's it got related
All
to this
the
topic?
food.
Not a hell of a lot.
You just wanted
and
to
he's had a
publicly
few health
shame him.
problems recently. Surprise,
There's
surprise.
more of a warning in this. I think.
Correct.
This
I think avoid beige-coloured foods.
Actually, I was supposed to have lunch
Which one
with
are
Wiki
you?
today. You just cancelled on me, seriously.
Mate, I'm
In
on the sausage
commercial break.
roll. I just think there aren't too many people are afraid to admit that sausage rolls are better than pies.
Prove it.
What do you mean?
Eat it.
Eat it.
They're stone
Eat
cold.
it.
I know they're not.
Eat
It's
it.
warm. No problem.
But the bigger question
You
is...
can't eat it without tomato sauce.
We have no
All
idea
right.
how long that's been sitting there
I know.
for or how old it is. But
I licked it in the ad
earlier.
break.
Hey, pies are ahead by a whisker, and there's the whisker. Hey, the bigger question is, of course, do you buy food? Do you buy this stuff at a servo?
No,
I don't.
Why
never.
not?
You'll get sick.
Because you buy your petrol there. Maybe milk, maybe a loaf of bread. And
If you are starving on a road trip and you
Ben's
get
fine
some
with it.
snacks,
That's
you
the
don't
Ben's
not
do
fine
that.
with it.
Yeah, what?
Stop at a local
Bucket.
bakery. That's the way to do
Can
it.
someone please tell me what servo is that from? Because they do a very good sausage roll.
BP.
BP. Well done. Well, I recommend BP sausage rolls. Well done.
Even though you've only had one bite from it.
Well,
No, I
no,
have to
right.
leave it there. Apparently pies in our Facebook survey are ahead
Are
by
the winners?
58%. Yeah, just saying.
Happy Friday to everyone.
Happy
It's a pleasure
Friday.
to catch up like
It is
this.
a
on
good
you, Benny
Friday,
boy.
isn't
Oops.
it?
Got a bit of
Break
pastry coming out of my
Thanks,
mouth.
Shell.
Thanks.
See ya.
All right, thanks, guys. Coming up on Today Extra, feeling like a fraud?
Yep.